Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, shalom, aloha, assalamu alaikum, and grand rising, and we are rising to the top, and we are rising to the top, family. Life is a journey, life is school. If you don't get the lesson you will have to repeat that lesson again. Sometimes we date certain people, and there's a lesson that we're supposed to learn, and you don't get the lesson, you meet another soul that was just like the previous person. And sometimes you ask yourself, like, wow, it took me a minute. Now, why I feel like you remind me of somebody from my past. That's because I didn't learn the lesson. I didn't get the lesson from my past, and my past has to revisit again in the form of another person, so I can get the lesson, right? So I'm having a conversation with guy, and I say so a lot. Pardon me, okay? I can't fit in. Y'all should stop trying to make me fit in. Accept me the way I am. I was praying to God, and after saying a prayer, I sat down. I said, my son, when my relationship ended 2016, I decided, I'm just gonna be a mother and just raise my son. But a couple of years ago, maybe a year or two, my son said, "Mom, you can have a boyfriend, right? You can start dating." And I said, "Okay." And I used to be ungrateful. I never appreciated what God has done for me because my life was still centered around men. Man, I need a man, I need a man, I need a husband, I want that. And it's funny because even after my divorce, I've been engaged and I have to cut it off. I've been asked at least 3-4 times to get married again, and I just said no, right? And I know some of you will not agree with me, but if we came here to learn, right? And if you don't get the lesson, you're going to keep repeating the cycle, the grade. When you finally get the lesson, you move on, right? You move on to the next grade. Hear me out. I ain't saying that I'm perfect in all my relationships. I know I say things that it might hurt you, but I don't cheat. I don't lie. I'm telling you, my ex is always, all my exes, they told me, you too honest. Sometimes you just have to lie. And the spirit of lie is not in me. I lied one time when I was a kid, and my little brother took the fall for it, and he got his behind beat. On the physical, he was getting beat. On the inside, I was torn apart. I was feeling all the pain this boy was going through, and that was when I decided I wasn't gonna lie again. Right? I don't cheat. I don't lie. I don't disrespect. You don't, like I said before, I've never had any exes telling me to submit. I don't submit. I've made mistakes that nobody sat me down and taught me this. I've had exes ask me money. You give me money, let me do this. Let me maybe start this business. Let me get my license. And in my head, if you with me, I see you as my reflection. You are my reflection. I'm your reflection. So if you ask me, I want to take my security classes, can you help me pay for the fee? And I don't see it as I'm doing it for another woman. I see it as you, my person. And if you got it, I got it. That's the kind of mentality I've always had. And it never worked out. You give them the money. See that maybe they give it to another woman. It's that they take from you to give another person. So now I'm telling myself I don't want to be in a relationship with a man who don't got money, right? I don't want to do that. Men will now say, "Oh, so you just dating me for money now?" No, I'm not dating you for money. But what I'm saying is I've been burned so many times. I have to finally get the lesson. Do not give them any money. If they want to start their own business, let them start their own business, right? I've been very honest throughout my relationship, and then they tell me, "You too honest." Does that mean that I have to start lying? No, I'm not gonna start lying because a few people that I've messed with telling me I'm too honest, right? So now I'm saying I've getting to the point or the level that if you put a good dad and a good husband, and you ask me to choose one, Where I am right now, the stage I am right now, I will choose a good dad. And I know when I say it, some of my friends like, are you stupid? And I try to break it down. You don't need marriage to be a good parent. You don't need marriage to become a parent, right? If I get married today, I become a wife because I have a husband. You don't become a wife because you are a mother. I have an A, my stomach is... You don't become a wife because you are a mother. No, you become a wife because you are married to somebody. You become a husband because you are married to somebody. You are married. That's why you become a husband and a wife, because you marry. You don't become a parent because you are a husband or a wife. And it took me a long time, my 30 something years on this earth, to find it, and in my spiritual awakening, thank God, to open my eyes to see that there are some souls that came here to be baby daddies. There are souls that came here to be baby mamas. There are souls that came here to be husbands. There are souls that came here to be wives. There are souls that came here to be parents. If you're lucky to find a soul that is a wife, a parent, good for you, right? But some of us ain't lucky. My ex, I'm saying, I hope he finds a woman that he truly loves. He might be a great husband, but not to me. Okay, he's a good father. He's a good dad to the kids, and that's how it is. And that's one thing I'm grateful for. With everything we went through, he take care of his child, and I'm grateful for that. He's in his child's life. My child has a father. He has a dad. If you dealing with me today, if me and you was in a relationship, you dealing with me, not my son. I'm not a single mother, right? And so my son wants another sibling, and I want to give him that sibling, even though I'm not too sure, but I do want to give him that sibling. I'm not looking for a husband, because if you put a good husband and a good dad, a good dad is not a good husband. A good dad is going to be a good dad to the child we are going to bring. And a good husband doesn't mean that he's going to be a good dad to the child. A good husband is only a husband to me. Right? And so with the stage where I am right now, I said, give me a good dad. So at least if no matter what happens, I know that my child will have a dad in their life. I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense. When you get married, you don't get married for your children. You get married for yourself. And I know that we own it up to our children to select a good father or a good dad for them. Just like you watching me, if you were a man, you own it up to your children to select a good woman that is a good mother, not a good wife. A good wife doesn't solidify that she's going to be a good mother. And I know when I say this, people don't get it. Maybe I'm too conscious. Someday, some of you might get there. Maybe some of you are already at that level. I want a partner. Yes, I want somebody for me. My son will get old. He will move on with his life. He's still going to be my son. Right? But for somebody who wants to give my son another sibling, if God put a husband, a good husband, and a good father, best believe I am going to choose the dad. I'm a grown woman. I can take care of myself. But the children that we are bringing here, the souls that we are bringing here, they cannot take care of themselves until they get to a certain level. And so as a conscious woman, I own it to myself and the child I want to bring in, that I'm selective of who I'm going to give my womb to. Do you understand that? And so that's my prayer now. I don't pray for a good husband anymore. I pray for a good dad. A great dad. That's what I pray for. And I know you're going to watch this video and think I'm crazy, but I hope you understand the way I broke it down. Yeah? If God give me a good partner and a good dad all in one, I'll be grateful. But since I haven't had that, I pray that God gives me a good dad so I could give my son that sibling that he wants. Thank you for watching. Again, marriage doesn't make you a good father. It doesn't make you a good dad. You become a husband to your wife. You become a wife to your husband. But you become a parent to your kids. That's different. You get married. I'm divorced, but I'm still a parent. I'm not a wife anymore, but I'm still a mother. Right? That's how it goes. You get divorced, you become an ex-husband, you have kids, you're still going to be a parent. But if you marry somebody that's just a good husband, half of the time they don't want to deal with them kids because they didn't want the kids. They're not fathers. They're not dads. Anybody can be a father, but it takes a special soul, a special person to be a dad. Choose wisely. Nobody taught me this. If life is a lesson, I have learned my lesson. And another thing, I don't know if I want to... I'll talk about that another time. One love.